obviously back-to-back losses never feel good, but where do you kind of the mindset of your defense right now? Where's kind of the focus?
Next game.
Lately here in Vegas, 3rd and 19, rising is right on target. Money cards from 3. Dampier to the end zone. Oh, what an adjustment! Shot! It dropped by Lance Holtzclaw.
Double coverage in the passes, intercepted. Rock Caldwell picked it off.
And they say touchdown. Utah goes 3 wide here on 3rd and goal. They'll split out Parker as always, the 4th in the pattern.
Touchdown, Utah.
Oh shit, we're going. All right, everybody, welcome to the show, episode 2. Very, very special episode today. Well, every episode is special, but like this is a great one because we got Crew Wakley on the pod today. Crew, how's it going, man?
This is going great, man. I'm happy to be here. It's an honor to be your second guest. I don't know why I wasn't the first, but we'll take number 2.
You know what? You were almost the first guest. You were almost the first guest. I just didn't think about it in time. So
well, I'll take it.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyways, thanks for coming on. We appreciate you, Crew. Known you for a while. He's a great guy, but I mean, he's an okay guy. But
just good enough.
Okay, yeah, you're just good enough. Yeah. But I've known you long enough that I know a little bit about your career. You're very well versed in the, college football world. Do you just want to talk a little bit about your career path? You spent some time at Utah State, then that team down south that we don't like very much that you, Wakley, seem to like a lot, and some time in Big Ten country. So, do you just want to talk about your career?
Yeah, bro, it's been crazy. I've had a very, my journey's been nuts, and I'm very appreciative of it because, I don't know, I've always felt like, I'm kind of a unique individual, and I think my path lines up with that. And I mean, I've learned a lot. I'll just say that. Like, I know coming off my mission, bro, my plan was I go play 4 years at Utah State, graduate with an accounting degree in 3 or 4 years, and then go work in finance the rest of my life. Like, that was, and that's probably the most opposite of what I'm doing. So, I realized I'm in a lot of things, but one, I'm not sitting at a desk the rest of my life. But so back to football, I get there, play there for, first year's COVID. So that is what it is. Fire our coach 4 games in, which I don't, that there's a lot of stuff with that. I don't really know, but
sorry to cut you off. Who was the coach again at that time?
Gary Anderson. So let me backtrack on that. Recruited by Wells. He goes to Texas Tech while I'm on my mission. Gary Anderson's there. So I'm there with Gary, which he had been in the state long enough. Most of the staff was still there. Just, a couple people left with Wells, but that was cool. They had me playing safety and like a linebacker and then outside linebacker. And then Gary gets fired, which I love Gary, by the way. Let me just throw that out there. He's an awesome guy. Love him. He gets fired, and then they move me to quarterback. So then I'm quarterback for all off season, right? Go work on my throwing, all that. New staff comes in, and then after 2 spring practices, I had thrown 1 ball. They didn't even let me take one-on-one reps, and they're like, "Hey, you don't really fit our system." I'm like, "You didn't even see me throw a ball. What are you talking about?"
Really?
They're like, "Hey, look, first off, this is the worst thing you can tell a quarterback." They go, they're like, "You're a great athlete. If we run an Air Force's offense, you'd be our guy." I'm like, "Bro, what the hell are we talking about?" So I'm like, and at this time, I'm like, "You guys obviously have no idea who I am." And that's just kind of how it felt the whole time I was there. So I went through that season. It was cool. We won the Mountain West. I played a little special teams, redshirted that year. Dude, honestly, I just felt like I wasn't really getting anywhere. And I wasn't really – I was trying to figure out a lot of stuff. I didn't know how much I wanted to play football at that point.
Yeah.
So going into that next spring, dropped out, just – moved to Fresno, California, was just slinging solar. It was, the golden era of solar.
Yeah.
So that was sweet. Made a good chunk of change, and then was like, all right, I kind of got that out of my system. Like, money will always be there.
Yeah.
So after I missed a year, walk on at BYU that spring, get there, whatever. We start spring practices and like same thing. After like 3 or 4 practices, Jay Hill pulls me in. He's like, hey, look, this probably isn't going to work out. Like if you're looking for a place to get on the field, like it's probably not here.
Really? I did not know this.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Keep going.
No, you're good. And so
Yeah.
I'm looking at who's in the room, and I'm getting like hardly any reps in practice, right? I'm like, bro, like looking at who's in the room, like, nah, like respectfully, I'll just stick it out, like,
Yeah.
So summer goes through, and at that point, like, bro, I started 12 out of 13 on the depth chart. There was one person below me, and so whatever, grinded, knew what I was capable of, all that. Summer comes, have a good summer, and then fall camp, I'm balling, and still frustrated. Game 1, I got to where I was like that 3rd, 4th safety on the depth chart. So like just waiting for someone to go down. Boom, Micah Harper had gone down. Talon Alfrey goes down a week before our next game. I'm like, dude, this is like, I'm at like the 3 spot now. Like this is right where I want to be. You know what I mean? Game 1, get 5 reps, 3 tackles. I was the 5th safety in the game. Might've been the 6th actually. Pissed, right? And then is what it is. Second game, get a little more reps, not really much. And then 3rd game, what happened? Someone got hurt. Why did I start the 3rd game? I don't know. Anyways, playing Arkansas. SEC game, earned my starting spot. And we just had a kid playing bad. That's what it was. He just wasn't really playing well. So I had run with the ones all week in practice. Bro, never knew if I was going to start, by the way.
Really?
Game day, we're doing our like final walkthrough before the game, like just in the hotel, like wearing socks and whatnot. And still don't know if I'm starting. Found out I was starting at the game in warm-up when like you have the first group go out for warm-ups. I was like, I just run out there, like I guess I'm starting. So
like hell, let's go.
No one ever told me. Like finally I asked our assistant, I'm like, hey, so am I gonna start or what? And he's like, let me go ask. He's like, yeah. I'm like, all right, let's roll. First play of the game, knee to the side of the head, I get knocked out. I'm like,
no, really?
Well, I didn't get fully knocked out because I stood up and then fell back over. It was, that was wobbled. But anyways, deal with that. And then, just sat a week against Kansas, played like a little bit of special teams. That was it. But then end up earning my starting spot back about halfway through the season and had a really good year in 23. 24, I had shoulder surgery in the offseason, so I didn't do spring ball. And then going into 24 season, we start fall camp, having a great camp. And then I'm dropping down the depth chart in fall camp. And I'm like, what's going on here? Like I was a starter for the whole second half of the season. So bro, game 1, same thing. I think I got 3 reps game 1. I was the 4th or 5th safety in the game, just pissed, right? Game 2, get this. We're down to SMU. And like, bro, I love Texas. You put me in Texas, I always have my best games in Texas. So we're playing SMU, and I remember they throw me in the second quarter because they didn't love what was happening with the people in front of me and just balling. And I remember Gavin Fowler, our safeties coach, comes to me. He's like, hey, you're playing really well. So like expect to play more in the second half. I'm like, well, yeah, I'm playing. Like he acted like he was surprised that I was playing well. I'm like, bro, what? Like, why are we surprised about this?
Hey, where you been, dog?
Right? It's like it was the first time I'd ever played good football before. I was like, damn. So, and then never looked. I started the rest of my time at BYU, and I loved it. Didn't want to leave BYU. Had no intention of leaving BYU. Still to this day, I love Kalani and everybody there. But it was, I met with Jay in the off season. It was one of those things where it was like, hey, look, like I was told, like, I was like, hey, look, if I'm going to come back, like, can I at least get a scholarship? Like we're in the NIL world these days. Like people are getting paid. Like, can I at least get a scholarship? Like that monthly stipend? Yeah. Didn't even ask about money. And so I can't do that. And then it was like, and the other thing was like, well, and the younger dudes are coming up, so it's going to be harder for you on the field next year. I'm like, after what I had gone through the last 2 years, like already fought back twice. I'm like, I'm not sticking this out another. Like I'm not going through this another time. And so, ended up leaving, going to Purdue. Things were cool. Get to Purdue, spring ball is fine, summer's fine. We get to the fall camp, and bro, I don't know what happened, but everything flipped, and it was the most absurd thing I've ever been a part of. Like, just provocative. I don't even know how to explain it, bro. Like, some of the stuff that was going on there, like, was just, it was stuff like I didn't even consider because I didn't even know it was a possibility to be treated that way and see other people get treated that way. Like, it wasn't like it was just me. They just singled me out. Like, it was like, there's a reason the whole team left after, right? So,
yeah.
And we can talk some more about that. But yeah, it was crazy. And I think the most interesting part about it is you can only judge a man off his reputation, right? And he had a ton of dudes that came with him from UNLV that loved him, and it was like great reputation. So I'm like, awesome. He was super good to me, super good to, Kimber and whatnot. But then once fall camp started, like, even the dudes that came with him, like, bro, I don't know what happened. Like, I would have never came if I would have known it was gonna be like this. So
Really,
bro, it was some crazy stuff. So
how does that even that's just like, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but it's like, how is it something so different from when you're in the portal, right? Like you played really well for the Cougs, like in BYU, didn't work out, you're gonna go somewhere else, go to Purdue, right? Like, you make the decision to go there, you talk with your wife, everything, like it's a big decision. How is it so different when you actually get on campus? Like, why do you think that was?
Dude, I think it's just the pressure. And I think a lot of times, like, when the pressure gets on, people change. And dude, I'm a big believer in stick to what got you there. Like, if you made it this, and you're always trying to be better, right? But it's like, if you've made it to this point, it's because of what you've been doing. So do what you've been doing and maybe do it a little better, but don't change what you've been doing because you get to a higher level or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so that was really, I think, just what happened. It was like the pressure got to him and the whole staff. And you could see, like, from top down, it's just like everyone was a number. You were just a body, and bro, it was crazy. So
that's wild.
Yeah, like that was, and like, it was one of those things, like you said, big decision. Why did we go there? So it's like the whole time, like, damn, like, why do I feel so good about this decision? And then it ends up this way. And obviously a lot of prayer went into the decision. That was like, I wasn't really tripping because I felt so good about it, and I still don't, like, I wouldn't change it if I went back because I know everything happens for a reason. But it all kind of came full circle with some of the other events that have happened to some of the other people I met, and it changed the career path that I am taking and some of the people I met there. And so it's like, looking back, it's like, okay, I got there through football. Football wasn't the reason I was there, maybe, obviously with the way it went, but I saw the blessings that came from it with outside things and all the other things that me and Kimber got to experience. And, kind of a short-term loss for a long-term gain, in my opinion, and kind of helped me really, because I always knew I wanted to, I always knew I wanted to do more than just football. And some of the people I met, some of the things I experienced have really shaped what I want to do for the rest of my life. So, I know it's a little deep, but yeah, that's some of the positives that I took away from Purdue. Learned a ton, bro. Learned a ton. Like, you talk about going from polar opposites to Kalani and the way the program was run. You flip a full 180 and you go like just in the trenches for a year. So
that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's wild. Hey, well, I mean, props to you for like getting the positives out of it. Like if that was me, I would be like pissed about it. But I mean, I'm sure you still have like some resentment feelings toward the whole thing, but it's like, moving on from it is good. But I know you were trying to, maybe look at still playing, and Purdue there was a little issue there with like them signing off. Do you want to talk about that at all?
Oh, yeah. So bro, I dealt with a ton of injuries there, like couldn't stay healthy. I think anytime you're doing, 2.5, 3 hour practices, 25-year-old body just can't do that. So I had some injuries and just dealing with stuff. And it finally came down to, I hurt my knee against Illinois, and that was the 4th game I had played in, and hurt my knee, got medical or imaging done on it the next day. They're like, there's obviously some issues in there. We need to, like, not a major procedure, but we need to do some procedure on it. And so we had decided to do that. So I don't practice that Monday after the game. And I get a text after practice, like, hey, from the D coordinator and the safeties coach in a group chat. It's like, hey, we need to make a plan to get you back at practice. And I'm like, all right. So I had a meeting with those two and the head trainer, and like, bro, I go in, he's like, okay, what's going on? Like, why aren't you practicing? I'm like, well, bro, like we're doing a PRP. Like, have you guys not talked about this? Like, is there not
Yeah.
a communication, like a line of communication between like the athletic staff and whatever?
Yeah, yeah.
And he's like, well, what's wrong? I'm like, well, I mean, I'm not a doctor, but like based off like it hurts like hell. And what's happening is with your knee and your quad are very like connected, obviously. And so my quad was shutting off when I'd go to like throttle down.
Really?
And yeah, to try to protect my knee because it was putting so much stress on the knee. When that quad fires, it pulls, right? And so my quad, I'd like go to throttle down, like I'm closing down on a, you know, on a running back, and like I would just like my leg would give out. So I got that going on, hurts, and then I get this imaging done, and I have medical evidence that there's issues. And you know, so we went back and forth for about 15 minutes about what it was, and because he heard the word of inflammation in the knee, he's like, oh, well, it's just inflammation. So you're just like, you just aren't tough enough. And I'm like, bro, you can like, you're going to make this to be whatever you want it to be. But yeah, he just kept telling me, he's like, you're not hurt. You're just not tough enough. And you don't want to be here and all this and that. And I'm like, look, bro, I don't know what to tell you. Like, this is what it is. I have medical evidence. So I'm not going to argue with you. And so finally I told him that, and he's like, do you even want to be here? He's like, do you even want to play? And I'm like, at this point, no. I'm like, I literally told him, I said, this has been the worst experience of my life. Like, I said this straight to him. Yeah. I've worked so hard to get here, and I was super excited to come here, and it hasn't gone anything the way I wanted it to. And like, this has just been terrible. And he literally, I tell him that, kind of give him a little like 30-second, like kind of blow up a little bit. He goes, yep, that's exactly what I thought. Stood up, walked out, and I never talked to him again.
No way. Are you
never talked to him or the safeties coach. And bro, the trainer is just in shock. He's just sitting there like this. And he goes,
he was there in the room? Well, you guys,
it was us four meeting, because he was,
my gosh.
Yeah. And the trainer literally just goes, like, he just silent. He goes, like, just, he literally like was speechless. I've never seen a person so speechless. And bro just hands me the therapist card for the team therapist. And I had a meeting with the team therapist the next day. So bro, I like, looking back on it now, you know, it is what it is. But that, like, I went through some stuff there that I'd never really been through. Like, I've never really struggled with any type of mental health. And like, doing hard things has never been a problem to me, if you know my history. But like,
I know
there's hard things, and then there's a point where it's like bro, it got to the point where I couldn't even feel emotions, and I was like, damn, I've never felt this way before. Like, it was kind of a little bit scary because I mean, you've been around me enough to know how I am. I'm a pretty, like, I'm myself all the time. And like, it sucked to not be myself. And like, even when I'd call people from back home, or even just trying to connect with my wife, I'm like, this is interfering with my whole like life, like my whole ecosystem. Like, I can't, it's not like healthy anymore. So that was when like the therapist, and I also had been meeting with like my own sports mental health guy that I always met with, growing up. And they were both like, yeah, bro, like, you can't, like, this is not healthy. Like, you know, they diagnosed it and all that stuff. So, bro, never went back. And that was how it ended. And it was crazy. And then, to your point, so I had all the documentation to redshirt, obviously the therapist, like, you know, clinical depression, like all that stuff, and situational depression or whatever it was. And so they all did the write-ups for me and provided all the documentation. And I met all the requirements as far as games played and all that stuff. But Purdue wouldn't submit my documentation, because you still have to submit for a red shirt, no matter what the case. They wouldn't do it, and so they refused to work with anybody else to do it. So even though I still feel like I have another year of eligibility, and you know, I think most people would agree, I'm just kind of handcuffed now. But so I guess hit the portal, whatever. Michigan offers me, Texas A&M offers me, have a couple other schools that, you know, offered me. I enrolled at Michigan, literally had a class schedule. I was in classes.
Oh, you did?
I did, bro. Like, I have like legit, like, got accepted into Michigan, all that stuff. Yeah. And I guess we can talk this, golly, there's a lot of stuff. We can talk on how that full circle moment went with Jay Hill, but
I want to hear about that. That's
I'll hit that. But bro. They were like, yeah, everything was good. Like, you should get this approved. Like, everything, you got everything you need. and they're like, I guess a couple days later, they hit me up. They're like, hey, we're trying to get like just one last thing from Purdue, and we can't get it from them. And so they're like, we can give you a scholarship, but we can't give you any money until we have this thing figured out. And I'm like, well, I can't move out to Ann Arbor with no money. Like,
yeah,
I can't live off of that $2,000 stipend check. Like, bro, what?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then A&M kind of the same deal. So it's just kind of one of those things where I had to kind of just, I'm like, look, at this point, like the chips, they fall the way they did, and I felt it did, and it is what it is. So.
Yeah, and I mean, you've done a great job of like dealing with the situation like as it comes, and everything like that. Like, it's just crazy. How much of that do you think is like political versus like do you know what I'm saying? Like, how much of that is Purdue like not willing to work with these teams, and how much of that is just like the state of college football right now?
Yeah, I mean, it's for sure them just not like. I talked to the dude at BYU because I was going to go back to BYU initially, and he's like, no, Purdue 100%. Like, they're telling you they can't, but I promise you they can submit it 100%. And this is the compliance guy at BYU. He's like, there's like, it's literally the process. Like, they're just telling you they won't. So yeah, he knows. It's what he does for his job. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think kind of unfortunate. It's like, all right, you don't have any value to me anymore. No, there you go. So it's crazy, but it's the way it goes. That's business, wild. I guess. What they say.
I mean, business, you know how it goes.
Yeah, but hopefully I don't do business
like that. Yeah. You learned how not to be from your time at Purdue. Can we say that?
100%. I'll tell you what, I learned more in that 10 months of me being there than I ever have. Just a lot of sometimes learn from the bad examples more. So they hit a little harder.
Yeah, maybe learned a little more at Purdue than you did on your mission then, even probably. Bro, right?
Tell you what, those two things, like, you want to talk about a grind. I'm telling you, I would go back on my mission for 3 months before I went back and did a season at Purdue. 100%. Like no questions asked. And that's playing football for a living, getting paid to. As a matter of fact, getting paid like I was getting paid a lot of money. I'm not gonna lie. And I walked away like, bro, I left money on the table. I'm like, this is not worth it. There's nothing worth like being in that type of environment and like what it does to your whole life. I'm like, bro, this is like what's money, So yeah, walked away from it all.
Totally. But, I mean, it's just like it's having that idea of like what you want and like what you need to do, and also like the value that you provide for yourself, because like you're worth it, and you're like, if you're not going to provide this, I'm just going to go, right?
Yeah, it's like at some point you gotta stick up for yourself. You know what I mean? And it just like you can only take so much crap before it's like, all right, bro, like I'm not gonna let another human being treat me like this. And bro, it was even weird. Like, I've never really been in a place where like watching other people get treated a certain way affected me, but like it was weird. I like, there was some stuff there, bro. Like, I remember we had a receiver in fall camp, our best receiver, bro. We're in 2-minute drill right at the end of practice. I don't know, he stepped weird or something. So like last drill we're doing today, he like has someone come in for him, right? Just like stepped weird, nothing crazy, normal football stuff. And then he didn't go to treatment later that day because he wasn't hurt, but just needed a break. And we get in our meeting later that day. The head coach gets in front of everybody. We're all in the meeting room, and he's like, he has the kids stand up. He's like, did you go? He's like, how many times did you go to treatment today? The kid's like, and before he could answer, coach yells at him. He's like, effing 0. That's how many. He's like, and just starts losing it on him. He's like, you don't want to do this and that. And bro, this was the craziest part to me. He calls out one of our other leaders and was like, hey, if I'm you, I'm getting a group of people together and I'm kicking his ass every day until he leaves the team. Told him that in front of the whole team. In front of the team? Bro, in front of everybody. I'm like, there's no way you just told one kid to get a group of people together, kick this kid's ass until he leaves the team. Like verbatim, that's what he said. I'm like,
that's insane.
Bro, I'm just like sitting there like, all right. Like, season hasn't even started yet. I'm like, get me out of here. You know what I mean? Like, that's just not conducive to, I mean, obviously winning. That's why we won 2 games. But like, there's no success that's going to come out of that. So, bro, and that was just one of the things. Like, it was
there's just thing after the next.
Bro, like we could have a 4-hour podcast about the stuff I saw and heard. So
that's insane, dude. Yeah. That's crazy. Well, yeah, I mean, thanks for talking about it. I know it's not the best times to remember, but I just to maybe bring it back to like your time at BYU. So like with Jay Hill, right?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
what about Jay Hill made him a great coach? And also how was that reunion with him wanting to bring you over to Michigan after, all that happened at the beginning?
Yeah, dude, it was first off, phenomenal coach, right? And his I can say my experience with him, but like his record shows, right? Dude does a great job. What makes him so great? And here, I've been blessed with really good coaches for the most part. I had Coach Kerr in high school, Coach Kalani.
I was going to bring up Care.
Gary Anderson, Jay Hill, like Justin Hem in high school too. He's coaching, I think, Skyridge still. I've had great coaches my whole life. And one of the things they all do is there's never a question of what my responsibility is. Like, hey, here's what I expect of you. Go get it done. It's like, cool. Then if I don't get it done, it's on me. You know what I'm saying? But they make it super simple, and they just do the same things over and over and over again. Because the less you do, the better you can get at those few activities. And so Jay was really good about that. You always knew what was expected, and Care was the same way. But bro, his ability to come up with a defensive game plan was like, no one, like, he's like, hey, here's our goals. He'd give us goals for the game. Here's our goals for the game. Here's how we're going to do it. And then once he said that, everyone's like bought in. Like, no one was like, oh, I don't know about that. Like, everybody's like, yeah, let's do it. So, and he earned our trust that way by, he gives you a game plan that works. It's like, all right, what's next week? You know what I'm saying? So, phenomenal coach, smart, super smart. Bro, the reunion was cool. So after I left, it was kind of one of those things where I kind of feel like he didn't think I'd leave. You know what I mean?
Really?
Once I did, it was kind of like, And then what happened was once I remember he had told Parker's my best friend, Parker Kingston. He had told him one day, he's like, hey, man, he's like, how's Crew doing? He's like, doing all right, He's like, this was in like probably February or March, I don't know. And he's like, after watching the film over, like, again after the season, like, it's gonna suck not having him. Like, he did a lot for us. Parker, bro,
you're like, where was
here then?
Yeah,
bro, what?
You're like, I didn't even want to leave.
Bro, didn't want to leave.
Yeah,
should have gone back after I heard that after spring ball, honestly. But
yeah.
So it was kind of one of those things. Here's the best way I'll describe it is, you got a girlfriend and you guys kind of fight a little bit, kind of butt heads, and then you break up, and then you're like, oh man, that was actually pretty good. Like, that wasn't that bad. So it's like, all right, you acknowledge, okay, yeah, I could have done this better, and on that end, I could have treated you a little better and whatnot. So it was so when he called me, which I had no intentions of going to Michigan, I was like, I don't like, why would he take me there? But called me and was like, look, he's like, I've got this. He's like, I don't know what I'm getting into here. He's like, I need a veteran who knows my defense. He's like, I have very high expectations, and I want, like, this defense needs to be run a certain way or it doesn't work, right? So he's like, I hope I didn't, burn the bridge too bad to where you're just like, screw this guy. I'm like, no, like, we're all good now. And he had actually texted me, I don't want to, get too much into it, but he had texted me before that and just, I don't want to say apologize, probably as much of an apology as you're going to get from like a coach, and had just wished me best and nothing too crazy, but we had kind of met on mutual ground there, and so it felt good. And then talking to him again, he's like, I was excited to go play for him, honestly, because I knew what type of coach he is, and just a lot of respect for the way he coaches, and I love playing in that defense, so it would have been really fun, and I was looking forward to it. But probably not going to happen. I could still technically join a team in the summer because I'm a grad transfer and all that. We still have to find a way around the Purdue thing and get my waiver submitted. But if someone's willing to grind that out, then I'm a free agent. So
free agent. You're in the portal.
I'm in the portal still. I'm just hanging out in the portal. I'm one of those people they talk about that never got picked up. But yeah, bro, it was cool. Like it's good. And even if I never play football again, which I've kind of moved on, it was a good, it felt good to have that with him because of the way things went at BYU and it kind of like helped mend my experience at BYU.
Yeah.
And just kind of tie it all together. And you know, I never really had ill feelings, but it just, you know, it felt good. So.
Yeah. Because that was going to be my next question. It's like your relationship with BYU, like you still have a positive relationship with them, and like obviously you're close to all the players and everything.
Yeah, like I remember my meeting with Kalani before I left. It was like he didn't want me to go. I didn't want to go. I was like, look, you know, this like this is home. You know, like it. And I never wanted to go to BYU growing up. I was never a BYU fan. I honestly wanted to go to Utah.
Yeah,
but. Yeah, that didn't work. So, yeah, like it really, like my experience at BYU was like, it was life-changing, I'd say, for sure. Yeah. And, so I'm very grateful for that. And I hope I still have a lot of friends in the community, and, you know, I want to be as tied into the community as I can moving forward. And so I remember talking to Kalani, I'm like, yeah, like this, like, you know, this is my home. Like when I think of where I played college football, like this is where I played college football, you know, even if I go have one more year somewhere else, like this is, he's like, 100%. He's like, you're always welcome back. And, you know, whatever we can do for you, like, let's, you know, we'll do it. So yeah, no ill feelings. I'm a BYU fan. I still wear, you know, BYU hats, gear, all that stuff. So
yeah. Oh, that's awesome. That's good. That's good to hear, you know, just to know. Cause obviously like with like the coaching changes and everything, like college football is so crazy right now. How do you think BYU is going to land? Like, do you like with all these new position coaches, everything that changed, do you think they're going to be all right?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I honestly don't know a ton about some of the dudes they brought in as far as coaches go. K-Pop is the D coordinator. I think he'll do a great job. The dude loves ball. And I think it's good that they hired internally to keep as much stuff, you know, the same. So it'll be interesting. I think it's good. I don't think anything was bad. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see. But I think they're in good hands.
Good. Yeah, that's awesome.
I know you don't care to hear that, but
you know, you're my friend. I care about the people there. I care about some of the people over there. I just don't like the actual school. You know,
that's how it goes. That's valid. I'll take that one.
Dude, when you like honestly, when you started playing for BYU, it was like one of the more personal connections of any like player that I had on the team up to that point. So it was like, it was one of those things I had to like kind of become a little bit like be okay with Crew making plays, like getting that pick against Baylor. I'm like, I got to be a little happy about this, but like, I don't.
What about the pick against Utah? How did that one feel?
No. We're not talking about that game. We're just not, you know, like we're just not going to do that. But maybe we will talk about it. How personal was that to you? Because like I knew you growing up, like you didn't care about BYU a ton, but how much did you end up caring, like just by being in the locker room and like that rivalry game?
Dude, it was like, here's the thing. If you watched me play, you would think I was a lot more mad than I am, like with the way I would hit people and kind of fly around. But it was all out of love. Like I just loved playing. And so it was like when I go into Utah, like I'm thinking of it more, not like, oh, I hate Utah, more of like, bro, how cool is this to be playing in front of like all like the home state? Like that was like that was a really cool experience. Dude, it just felt like it was just like what do they call it? A surreal moment, I guess. Like you grow up watching the game and then to be playing in it, like no matter what team I would have been playing for, I think it would have been awesome. But I was just like more grateful for the moment and just like living it up. I remember just like warming up in Rice Eccles and just like feeling the energy, and I was like, bro, this is incredible. Because like that's like, bro, like football, like it's a grind, and when you really love it, it's less of a grind. But like my problem is I really love game day. I love playing football. All the other stuff is okay. Like I don't really like working out that much. I don't really like say I do it because I know I need to, but it's like, bro, like once football's done, like, bro, I'm not squatting. I'm not doing that stuff. Like, you know, so, but yeah, I just love to perform. Like I love being in front of big crowds and being on a stage. And so, that was like the coolest because I knew there was so many people there that had watched me grow up. So that was awesome.
Yeah. Well, I mean, dude, like the state championship games, like played in Rice Eccles Stadium. it's just one of those things that's like, it's really cool just to see you doing that. You know? Even if I wished you were playing for the Utes, you know, I don't like the team that you were playing for, but it's cool, you know, this is a buddy of mine. But yeah, anyways, but going back to that, just you played quarterback in high school. I mean,
Yeah.
I've known you for a long time. Like just for the people listening, I played with your little brother Kale, who plays for Utah Tech. I played with him like my entire life. So I've known the Wakeleys for a long time. You guys are an amazing family. But with Care, so like I went to Jordan, you went to Jordan, you were the quarterback at Jordan. Eric Care is a legend. We all know that. I'm super pumped for the Weber stuff. What are your thoughts on him going to Weber?
Dude, I think it's great for him. He tried to get me to go there. I'm like, bro, I just like, I'm like, bro, at this point, he's like, hey, screw the money. Just come play ball. I'm like, bro, at this point, I would rather have the money than the ball. Like, so no, dude, I love Care. He's one of my best friends to this day. Forever will be someone I look up to and someone I feel I could go to for anything. I think he's going to kill it at Weber. I don't think he'll be there long because he's going to do such a good job unless he wants to be there. But like, he'll have opportunities. I think, like I said, he just knows there's people that get it. And he's one of those people that just gets it. And like, bro, if you want to talk about a coach that gets the most out of his players, and you've been around him enough to know how he is. Like, bro is like, he's your best friend, but still able to like crack on you.
Yeah.
And pause. And sorry, he'll lose his mind on you, but you know he loves you. Like the most, like honestly, he's a phenomenal coach. Nothing but good things to say about him.
I love Care. Yeah, no, I remember like kind of the first couple of times that I met him, it's like whenever he was with the younger guys, he didn't want to like say the F word, like a ton in front of him. So he just call him friend. And like to this day, I still call people and be like, what are you doing, friend? Like instead of, you know, like it's little things like that stuck with me for a long time.
He's one of a kind, bro. He's hilarious.
Yeah. No, and they got some good, like Isaac Asiata was a offensive line coach at Utah, and he's over there now. And like they're signing kids, like they're signing kids that like Utah and BYU want.
Bro, yeah, they should be back on track to like how Jay had them. Like they'll be awesome. They'll be fun to watch. So I'm excited to see.
Yeah, me too. Well, dude, thank you for coming on, bro. Just like for real, I appreciate you coming on and talking. I know it's like this show is new and it's like you don't even really know exactly what it is, but it's like this is what we want, you know, talking to athletes, have stories and you know really like shed light on like what's going on in college football and everything like that. So yeah, well we appreciate you coming on, bro.
Dude, I appreciate it anytime. You know, I love doing podcasts and if I can help you out in any way, I'm always here for it.
Oh, dude, you know we'll be talking more after this, you know how it goes.
Awesome. Well, appreciate you.
Cool. Well, thanks a lot, bro. All right. Talk to you later.
Bye.